guitar. Stick around to the end because I have some really stupid trivia questions that if you answer, I'll put you in the drawing to win one of my solo albums, either Erthearz or the debut. In fact, if you win, you could tell me which one you want. You know what I mean? It's so fun. The direct ancestor of the guitar is the lute, and it was not the film Klute with Jane Fonda. The lute. The lute was popular in Europe, Renaissance Europe. So the guitar we notice that we are familiar with today, with the 6 strings and the kind of body that most guitars kind of have, the guitar's body was developed in Spain by a fella, and his name was Antonio de Torres Hudado. And he's often credited with creating the shape of the guitar. But once again, I wasn't there. I don't know. A lot of cool stuff. In the 1920s, country and blues were happening, you know. I think at first I just wanted to know how to do simple stuff so I could do double leads, those, you know, simple double leads. We have a song on Bite Down Hard, it's called Lonely Too Long. And me and Mike do a trade-off thing. It's like something like that. Mike would do his solo here. Trading off here. Doing it again. We do a double lead here. So when I first learned lead guitar, I was just trying to do stuff like that. Doing this. That's actually got a bend. It's like both notes. It's actually something like that. Anyway. Yeah, I was just doing basic stuff. And then later I just wanted to be able to get into just good old rock and roll stuff. Chuck Berry. Actually, he does it in B flat, but I'm going to do it in A. Chuck Berry and the blues, a lot of the old stuff was basically based on Pentatonic Scale. So a real basic start was, for me, was they taught me how to Rob Herr, a guy we grew up with, showed us a lot of lead guitar stuff. But anyway, first one was just this scale here, Pentatonic Scale. And you could do it on any key you want. Knowing that scale, then you would learn lick. Knowing that scale, then you would learn licks based inside that scale. They would stray out and come back. But like anyway, so that carried me for a long time, and I was able to utilize that for taking me where I wanted to go next. So later on, I had been playing piano this whole time, and on piano, unlike guitar that I was playing, piano had a whole lot more theory. Well, I knew a whole lot more theory on piano, and so I started figuring out, well, maybe I can plug some of that theory I know on piano into guitar and outside of just the pentatonic scale. So on a piano, you know, well, we'll get into that in a sec, and I was listening to some guitar players who I thought they have to be doing something different than other guitar players. For example, Peter Frampton, he had that live album, Frampton Comes Alive, and his lead guitar solos were just different. He still did rock riffs and pentatonic and et cetera, but like he was picking some notes outside of the norm at that time anyway, except for maybe in jazz type music or classical, the guitar players were playing. In the rock field, he was kind of doing something different. I didn't know. I wanted to learn some leads from the live album. Something like that. I can't look at it. It's a Plain Shame. But I love the stuff he was doing. Like, come to find out, Peter Frampton was using Mixolydian scales more than other guys that I heard. Doesn't mean he's the only one using them, but he was definitely using them to some effective level. It was really cool. So he'd mix those Mixolydian scales with pentatonic and major scales, etc., etc. He always had a unique choice of notes, I always thought. I'll show you the pentatonic. Here's a major scale. Just the low part of the guitar. Well, here's the sevens. So when you go, that's a major 7, right? And that's the major scale. Well, in a Mixolydian scale, the major 7 is flatted. That's the only difference between a major scale and a Mixolydian scale. So here's major. Here's major. Mixolydian. Just had a different. It took a major scale, and instead of that sort of jazzy top with the major 7, it flatted it. It made it kind of a little bit more rock and roll. It was a cool scale. Anyway, holy Jesus, Peter, send me my check. I don't know. There's like I had to do things a certain way. All the theory had to have a human emotional attachment to me when I was doing it, or wouldn't make any sense, and I would have nowhere to put it. Time for stupid trivia. Okay, so answer these 3 questions. Send the questions and the answers to me at yrb40@live.com, and I'll put you in the drawing. You can win one of the CDs, the debut or erthearz. So if you're interested and if you don't mind wasting time like I am right now, just play along and email me the shit. And so here we go. In what country is owning only one guinea pig illegal because they're considered a social animal? One country. All right. Number 2. In the film Eraserhead by David Lynch, what's the name of the main character? Eraserhead. In the movie The Witch, what's the name of the family goat who is believed to be a witch's familiar? Okay, there's your 3 trivia. Check it out. Play along, play the stupid game, and you might get a CD out of it. Why not? What the hell? Who cares, right? Free. It's free. Why not? It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. I think, like I said. Thank you for taking the time to watch. I appreciate it. And if it's not a great day, make it a great day. Cheers. Take care. Son of a whore. 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 Number 2.